Is decent guy. And then there's this guy. That is a freaking beauty. Look at that guy. That is a monster. Back you go. Fish on. Jump up out of the water to take the fly. This is the second half of my Ausable trip. The whole game plan was to get to do some technical dry fly fishing, but this time I got a curve. I had never seen a hatch of flying ants before, but that's what these trout were on, and naturally I didn't have any of them. And then there's this guy. Let's take the line. That is a nice fish. That is a freaking beauty. Look at that trout. Look at that guy. That is a monster. Back you go. I had a pretty good evening down by the dam. I didn't catch a lot. I think I caught about 3 fish, but they were all big. They were nice size, so it was a good time. Fish on. Jump up out of the water to take the fly. Okay. That is a beautiful trout. Nice one. In you go, guy. Had one right under my fly line. I'll keep fishing until I get one going. Not as big as the first guy, but he is a solid trout. Another decent one. They're hitting as soon as that ant lands on the water. There you go, guy. Okay. Another guy. Well, I lost my aunt, so that's going to be it for this morning. A lot of fun. Top 5. Guess I'll have to stop for the fly shop. I had a good morning down by the dam. Really did well. I got 6, and the neat thing was they were all bigger than upstream. My brother, the Bassmaster, taught me that you don't leave fish to find fish. And this was a good concentration of rising trout, so I went right back for the evening. Little guy. There he goes. That is a beauty. That is a monster trout. Look at that puppy. There you go, guy. That was a nice one. Another nice fish. These are the sculptures to honor Fran Vetters. Heading out for my last morning of fishing, so it's been a good trip on an iconic river. Had a good time, and I got to do what I wanted to do, some technical dry fly fishing. Hopefully this morning will be just as good as the rest of the outings. Here we go. First guy of the morning. Nice fish. There he goes.
nice one. Nice fish. Could be a decent one. And it is a decent one. That's a nice trout. Nice trout. That is a nice fish. That's a big trout. Get him back. Another good fish. They just bulldog down like a walleye. another fatty.
What else can you say? It was a great morning.
Last evening on the Ausable trout. We're heading home tomorrow. And I forgot my sunglasses. I gotta go back and get those. But this will be the last shot at these guys. And I'm fishing the same spot because the water level is low and it's driven, all the fish have kind of moved up against the dam into the big pool. So that's why I keep hitting this spot, because that's where they all are. I've been up and down the river. I haven't seen fish anywhere else in the pocket water and everything. They're just in big pools. So that's where we're going. The trout gave me a humility lesson tonight. I did really good this morning, and I thought I'd go back with the cinnamon ants and clean house again tonight, and they don't want it. And I can't figure out what they're eating. I think they might be eating blueing olive spinners, but there's so much foam at the dam, you can't see the fly, and it's pretty tough. And they're not feeding as well as they were. So it's good. If you win all the time, it's not a game worth playing. So I didn't do good tonight, and that's a-okay.
Well, that's it for our trip up here to the Adirondacks. Had a great time, got into some really good technical dry fly fishing, and even got stumped once, so it's good. So if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to the channel and reach out with any comments that you have. I get back to everybody. As always, thanks for watching. Well, we made it back home, and I wanted to talk a little bit about matching the hatch for technical fly fishing. And when I was younger, that used to be like the biggest mystery in the world. Oh my God, what are they eating? And a lot of times there's 3 or 4 insects on the water, and you don't always know which one they're keyed into. So a couple of things that I found over the years that help are, number one, if there's a fly shop near the stream that you're fishing, go to the fly shop, support the shop, buy something. Don't just go in and ask them for all kinds of info, but usually they'll have a board on the outside where they're listing stream conditions and what the latest hatches are. That's a good starting point. Another thing that I found are pocket guides, and this is my favorite one. I never met this fella. His name's Paul Weimer, and it is a guide to all the insects of New York State. And actually, I think it's a pretty good guide for the Northeast in general. And if I run into something that I'm not quite sure of, you can carry these things. They're small enough to carry in your vest. Just put it in a Ziploc plastic bag so that if it's pouring out, it's not going to get wet and not going to get ruined. But these are really valuable, and they really help shorten the learning curve. So those are a couple ideas for, you know, newer fly anglers that are just mystified by what the damn trout are eating. And believe it or not, even those of us who've been doing it for a long time, we get stumped from time to time too. So don't worry about it. It's all part of fly fishing, and it's all part of learning. So give it a try.